Hello again everyone, Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube Astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the second decan of Pisces, which is 10 to 19.59 degrees. 59 represents minutes of art. The third decan technically begins at 20 degrees Pisces. So first off, the rulers are Jupiter and Neptune. Subruler is the moon. This can give some Cancerian flavoring to the person. And now appearance-wise, face may be a little bit rounder. Person may be smaller stature than the typical Pisces. Features may be a little smaller. As far as the personality goes, he or she may be more nurturing, sympathetic, dedicated, devoted, protective, tenacious, and family-oriented more so than the typical Piscean. Now, this is a person, that is likely, somebody, brings a lot of that rescuing, Pisces energy toward home and family members. I had a friend of mine. He sadly, passed away about a year ago. And what happened, with him, what I want to say about him, he had, the sun in Pisces in the second decan. His sun was like 17 degrees Pisces. And, he was very, protective of his family. He was the kind of person that was that, quintessential rescuer. I mean, Pisces and Cancer are the two signs, I would say, that are most, synonymous with rescuing. And he was very much, somebody that would be there for a lot of support and care for his family. Pisces is very empathetic. Cancer can be sympathetic. So, and family oriented. So, anyway, and I'm sure he sacrificed a lot of his time for his family. And Pisces is the sign of sacrifice, and Cancer, of course, is the sign connected with home and family. This person, I would say, would be the most action-oriented of the Pisces decans because of the Cancerian flavoring. Cancer is a cardinal sign. It is action-oriented. The thing about this too, this person may be very comparable to a parent's looks and their demeanor. The thing too is he or she should guard against being really deceptive, bringing those deceptive qualities to matters pertaining to their home and family. Again, this could be the quintessential family rescuer, and the person may be enamored with just with isolation, isolating oneself and maybe studying history, whether it's just regular history of the world, family history, and also too, you could see, this Pisces second decan also, this is a person that can understand the difference between being, in a desolate location as opposed to feeling isolated and desolate. This is somebody, that may thrive on introversion, because you're talking Pisces, regardless of decan, can be strongly connected with isolation, solitude, and seclusion. Cancer is introverted. This is a person that may love their home as their sanctuary, to isolate themselves from the harshness of the world and reality. This is also, as well, looking at this may be somebody, that does something, Piscean related, such as chemistry, poetry, dancing, anesthesiology, photography, the metaphysical, which includes astrology. It could be done, out of the home, done with more, a lot of dedication and devotion and care. As I've stated in my earlier videos, that just, make sure, there are, that you don't isolate, any one proponent in the chart, and making an analysis based on that alone, because the person's the sum of all their components in their chart, not just one. And this is no exception. I mean, you got to look for contraindicators, modifying influences in the chart. I mean, say if you have somebody this Piscean deacon, and even just Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant. Let's say they have the Pisces sun in this deacon, but they have more extroverted, gregarious ascendant like Leo or Sagittarius, and or have a preponderance of planets on the top half of the chart. The person may be more outgoing, extroverted, and gregarious than the typical person that has the sun and this deacon of Pisces, or the sun in Pisces for that matter, in any of the deacons. Pisces by itself can be very intuitive. The Cancerian influence has certain, I guess, certain intuition as far as the environment and bad vibes, the moods of others. And again, this is somebody that could be very, I mean, you're talking about Pisces by itself being very empathetic, wanting to rescue. And you have the Cancerian influence, which is very, nurturing, caring, protective, and sympathetic. This is also, a person, I would say as well, may bring, those compassionate, empathetic Piscean qualities, may bring it into something Cancer related, the zodiac sign Cancer related, such as something, could be a home-related business, their family in general. It could have to do, with a Cancerian type position, whether it's home caregiving, or doing something, in the laundry business, or doing restaurant, culinary, cooking, something, again, that could be, Cancerian related. And the thing too is, this is a person, you have to keep in mind the Pisces, regardless of deacon, can have, certain propensity, for drugs and alcohol, more so than the other zodiac signs. Pisces, was ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, I believe. Well, I know Neptune is connected with drugs and alcohol, but I think what it is, the Jupiter, influence as well, can expand that and enlarge and exacerbate that propensity for that. And this person, if he or she is somebody that is a drinker, it could be something that may be family related. Maybe it's something that's hereditary. Maybe it's a memory connected with a memory associated with a family member that may not be good. And I'm just talking about in certain instances. I'm certainly not, stereotyping by any means and saying, that all, Pisces or all Pisces with this deacon are going to succumb to this. But, you still, need to be careful, because Pisces is the sign associated with drugs and drinking. And the thing is, it's just important, to just keep that in mind, because the susceptibility toward it, based on, being a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.